It's time for another project share. Hey guys, it's LJ here. Welcome back to another Squdge craft video. Today I have an album share with you, for you. So I made this over on Twitch. As I normally do, all of my albums are made over on Twitch. Details in the description. If you ever want to see me make one live, or have a chat about it, or give advice, or get advice, or take part in suggestions, I often put up votes for what we do next, then please join us over there. I apologise, I haven't put out a video in a little while. I'm not going to explain why in this video. I will have some explanations coming out. Keep an eye on my community tab and I will update you guys. Okay, so this beauty is using the Plum Chocolate paper collection by Craft O'Clock. It is absolutely beautiful. I love this paper. This is so it's a set of 6 double-sided papers, 250 grams, and on the back of the cover we get some tags to cut out. Now I ended up using 2 12x12s, most of an 8x8 and most of a 6x6. So there's a lot of paper in there. This is a big chunky boy. So let's get started. This is a 12x8.5 cover. We just did some gold accents and this beautiful paper on the cover. The closure is this purple ribbon. On the spine, we have this gorgeous piece of card again with the gold trim and 2 of the chipboard pieces. So this one is there, and then the bottom one is a clock. Then on the back we have this. Now this is a tip I can give you. This is from the cover, the front cover of the paper pad. When you normally get a pack of paper, I'll show you on the 6x6. When you get a pack of paper, this is normally what the front cover looks like, yeah? So you get samples of the papers. So as you can see, these samples are from the 12x12. So I literally cut it off. It would have had this bit attached to it. I cut it off and trimmed it down to size. And it works beautifully as a sort of highlight, a showcase of the beautiful papers. And again, the ribbon closure. Now this is what's called a lap book. So it's not quite a folio, it's not quite a mini album. A lap book has mini album elements and folio elements. So yes, in the videos, tutorials that we did on Twitch, we broke this down into 3 parts, A, B and C. So this is part A, and this is where we're going to start. So you've got a nice large area here, and I aim to make my albums as functional as possible for standard photo sizes. So I will aim for the majority of photo spaces to be ready for a 4x6 photo, but I do also work for 5x7s, 4x4s, 3x5s, 4x3, 3x3 and Polaroids 2x3. But the majority are aimed for a 4x6. As we go through, I will show you using these what photos can go where. You could put photos on this front page if you like. I personally wouldn't, because I think it's a nice intro to the paper, but it's entirely up to you. We lift this page up and we have this space here with a swing tab that opens these out to the side. These are 6x6, so this will take your 4x6 photo in either direction. And I personally, to avoid covering up the paper, would put either a large photo there or a 4x6 here. What you could also do, if you have Polaroid pictures or other small pictures, you could do a little sort of collage on these spaces. If I do it like this, you could sort of overlay them, mix and match, put them where you like. Obviously it's up to you. But as I say, all these spaces will take a 4x6. Okay, that then closes and is held together with this swing tab. As we move down, we have what I've called a deconstructed waterfall. Now, I make waterfalls in a lot of my albums. This one is slightly different. Rather than all of the pages being next to each other, they're all spread out. And these two circular chipboard pieces that spin around hold everything down. This square one is designed for a 3x3 photo. So you can put a photo front and back if you want, or just on the back. Or you could do some journaling. Then you've got a 4x6, so that will hold two 4x6 photos. One on the front, one on the back. Same here, 4x6. This is a 3x3. This is a Polaroid. This is a Polaroid. And this is a 3x3. But then you've got room on the back that you could add a 4x6 just on the backing paper. Or you could add it just onto the flaps that are there. So then these all fold down and are held together by the circular piece. Same here, those hold everything in place. Okay, next we pull this down and we have this paper. There we go. So you've got 3 flaps. This one lifts up, this one lifts to the side, and this one to the side. Now these were made using envelopes, and inside each envelope we have a little tag from the collection, so you could put names or dates on the back. And then we made photo mats that will hold your 4x6 picture front and back. Or you could leave the paper on the front and just put the picture straight onto the back with a black border. Those two are exactly the same. This top pocket has some goodies in it. So it first of all has 2 tags from the paper collection. It also has this little booklet from the paper collection, which is, I didn't put onto black card because I thought inside here would be really nice to put a dedication if you're giving this as a gift, or add some journaling so that you know what the album's all about. And then, as part of the paper collection, were these cute little tickets. So all I did was cut them out, fold them, and have tucked them in to that pocket. You could put photos in here, you could stick photos down on this surface. It is entirely up to you how you use that space. Okay, coming back to this middle section, we have got 4 spaces that are exactly the same. So there is a pocket which has a smaller tag which will hold your 4x3s or smaller. There's your 4x3. And we have these tags which will hold a 3x5. Okay, that goes in that pocket. However, on top of the pocket we have 2 little flaps that fold out, and these will take a 3x3 or a 4x3 if you want to trim down the edges ever so slightly. Okay, next one, same small tag and so a 4x3 and a 3x5, and then these open out the same here, but they open out the opposite way, and the same things in the pockets. These fold out and you've got large spaces here, designed with a 5x7 in mind, but will work just as beautifully for a 4x6 or something smaller and some journaling. Entirely up to you. In the back here we have 2 waterfalls, both designed for 4x6 pictures, so your 4x6 will fit and you'll still see a little bit of that patterned paper. If I zoom you right in, you can see, you still see, if I do that, you still see a little bit of the patterned paper around the photo. So you won't need to trim your photos or anything. Okay, so this one will hold your landscape pictures. You just stick your pictures down onto it. And then you can add one on the back as well. And this will hold your landscape pictures. And then this is closed with a ribbon just to keep things neat. And there's a lot of room on the ribbon, so once these add photos it will bulk out a little bit. So I've left enough room on the ribbon to give you some leeway. Okay, those then close, the bottom closes up and this closes down. That is section A complete. Then I'll move on to section C, only because we did it last. So in the videos this will be the section C that we did. So this first page is a gatefold. Now if it was me, I would add a picture on this side and I would leave this paper here, but you could leave them both blank. This then opens, so they both open out and you have these pop-ups. And if I angle this up, there you go, you can see the two pop-ups are exactly the same. And if I bend this one right back, there is space, you could add a photo in there, but I would personally decorate this centerpiece with photos, because you can get a 5x7 on there. If you wanted a 5x7 photo, you could get a 5x7 on there without interfering with the pop-up mechanism. Or smaller photos, of course. This flips over. You have this section. You could do some smaller photos. So if you had the Polaroids or something like that, you could have some photos on the front here. But this opens up. It's another pop-up. So it is a real 3D page, this one. And it has 4 sections. They're all the same size. And they will take a 5x7 with a little bit of space. But if you have your standard 4x6 photos, you'll get the nice brown border and you've got room here to write about who the person is. So you've got 4 sections on this side. It also opens this way and you have 4 sections here as well. And don't forget, you don't need to put one photo on here. You could do a selection of pictures, you know, however you like. You don't need to just use one photo. Okay. Next page we have another waterfall. This is a more standard waterfall because all the pieces are together. This top one does have a tuck spot, but the top one you will struggle to put a full 4x6 because this piece is glued on. But a 3x5 or smaller photos would sit beautifully on there and tuck just behind the decoration. The nice thing about this one is this is a kinetic piece, so you pull down on the ribbon and it will scroll through your photos. Okay. However, it isn't just for portrait photos because the whole thing spins around and you can still scroll it down for your landscape photos. So you can have photos that are portrait and landscape on this and view them at the same point. And again, your 4x6 will sit on here with a border, but you don't need to use it. You could do smaller photos. And I personally would have photos on the front and the back of this. And it holds back into place in this position with magnets. So you can spin it and look at it in either direction or in this direction, but it will stay there held by magnets. Okay. Last piece of this, we've got these 2 little doors here, and on the end of the twine is a little leaf charm. So we open up the twine and these open out to hold a 4x4 photo with a border. So I didn't put any paper on these because I wanted to leave this just for you to add photos. So you could take a 4x6 and just trim it down. You know, you always take photo and there's always something weird in the corner, or there's a person with their back to you behind at an event, you can always trim that down and add it on here as well. So that's got 1, 2, 3 flaps. Same on the bottom. 1, 2, 3 flaps, and then you've got a nice long piece here. And then we close that up and we use the twine to go around the chipboard pieces. So we've got another clock and another floral piece. Then on this side we've got a large flap that opens and pulls out. So this in itself is a large pocket. Okay, and this piece is separate that pulls out. And on here you've got spaces designed for a 4x6 picture. You've got spaces designed for 3x3s. But you don't need to use it. You could journal on here. The nice thing that I was thinking is, say this was for a wedding, or say this was for a 90th birthday or a 60th birthday, or an event like that. You could take this piece out because it's got 5, 6, 7 photos. So you could pick your 7 favourite photos and give this piece to a nan, an uncle, a brother to keep with them. Alternatively, you can just pop it back in the pocket with the pictures on and it will magnetise in place. So you have 2 options with it. You can take this out and just use this as a large pocket, or you can keep this in here as a pull out. It's totally up to you. Okay, that's section C complete. Now we're going to move on to section B, which is the opposite side of the lap book. Again, you've got a nice space here. You could fit a photo. I wouldn't, the same as on the other side. I would leave this as sort of like a front page, but again, entirely up to you. Lift this one up and we have the same layout where you have a swing tab and these open to the side. So that's exactly the same as the first side. And then everything gets a bit different. So this page, you've got 6x6 squares that will spin out like so. So you can add photos on the back and then these will secure over the top. They're held by magnets, so you could put loose photos in there as well if you wanted. Okay, and then these swing back into place, and these are 6x6, so these themselves will hold a 4x6. Oh, they're not, they're 5, sorry. They will hold a 3x5 because they're 5.5. Apologies, they're not 6x6. Okay, now we pull this one down and you just have a large frame for you to do a collage of photos, however you like, whatever sizes you've got to fit on. Okay, but those pieces on this side that spin, these 2 are also covered, so you can add photos on the back of these, slide them away, and then when you pull them out you've got a secret space for photos that you can see from the back. Okay, coming back to the middle, this time instead of 2 pockets to split down the middle, I've got a short page and a long page. On the short page we have a little pocket which does have 2 tags in it, but you can add other things, and then on the back is another pocket with more tags. Okay, then on our large side we've got a little tuck pocket on the front which came with the paper collection. Then this opens up to the side and you've got space here that will hold a 5x7 if you want, or obviously as per usual smaller photos. Okay, this bit also opens out, and then instead of opening to the side, this piece opens up. So you've still got a lot of large photo space here if you want it. Now the centre of this is something I've not done before, and it was actually suggested by the chat over on Discord, is to have triangular pages. Now I've closed it with a belt closure, which is 2 pieces of chipboard that interlock and pop apart. So they will also pop back together to close it and pop apart to open it. Okay. Now on the back of the top triangle we have a little envelope that you could tuck a secret note in or some of your little passport photos, but you've also got some space. This does close so you can put things here and here. And if we go to the bottom one, we've got my desk is not big enough for this. This bad boy is big. Here we go. On the back here you've actually got a tuck spot, so you could tuck in some photos behind here like so, or some notes or something like that. Alternatively you could just stick a photo over it. It's entirely up to you, or just use the smaller sections for a smaller photo. Again, I'm just giving you suggestions. You can fill up this however you like. Then in the centre we've got exactly the same, just mirrored. So again we have the two waterfalls, one for your portrait photos and one for your landscape photos. And again you have photo space front and back of each flap. So when we did the count, it was estimated that this will hold somewhere between 160 to 200 photos. So yeah, this will hold, depending on the size of photos, it will hold up to 200 photos. Because you could have a large photo here, if you just trim out the corner. So that would be one, but alternatively you could have 3 photos here and here. So it depends whether you collage or whether you use standard photos. If you're going standard 4x6, this will hold roughly 160. If you are using smaller photos, then you'll get more in here. That is this beautiful Plum Chocolate Lapbook. I am in love with this one. It is available to purchase. If you are interested, then please drop me a message on Instagram or Discord. All the details will be in the description as per usual. And yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this. If you have, please give it a big thumbs up and consider subscribing. It means the absolute world to me. You guys are amazing. And I will see you on the next one. Keep crafting. Bye.